What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the words dangerous animal? A shark, a lion, maybe a venomous snake. While those are definitely creatures to be wary of, the list of the world's most dangerous animals is full of surprises. Some of the deadliest aren't the ones with the biggest teeth or the sharpest claws. In fact, some of them are so small you might not even notice them until it's too late. Today, we're counting down the animals that are statistically the most dangerous to humans, and trust me, some of these will absolutely shock you. So, get ready to rethink everything you thought you knew about the animal kingdom. Let's start with a classic, sharks. The Jaws franchise did a real number on their reputation, but are they as dangerous as Hollywood makes them out to be? Well, yes and no. On average, there are about 10 fatal shark attacks per year worldwide, while any death is tragic. When you consider how many people swim in the ocean every day, that number is incredibly low. You're more likely to be killed by a falling coconut. The great white, tiger, and bull sharks are responsible for the majority of incidents. But it's important to remember, these are almost always cases of mistaken identity. To a shark, a person on a surfboard can look a lot like a seal, their preferred meal. They take an exploratory bite, realize we're not a fatty, blubbery seal, and move on. The danger lies in the severity of that single bite. Now, let's move on to land and talk about some bigger players. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. The African lion, the king of the savannah, is responsible for an estimated 100 deaths per year. Unlik shark, some lion are predatory, especially from older or injured lions that can't hunt their usual prey. Similarly, tigers in certain parts of Asia, particularly the Sundarbans, mangrove forest in India, and Bangladesh, are known to be man-eaters, with estimates ranging widely, but sometimes reaching up to 50 or more deaths annually in that region alone. And what about bears? Grizzly bears in North America and polar bears in the Arctic are incredibly powerful and can be extremely aggressive, especially when surprised or protecting their young. However, fatal bear attacks are relatively rare, usually fewer than 5 per year in North America. So, if it's not the big predators, who are the real killers? Let's scale down a bit. You might be surprised to learn that elephants and hippos are 2 of Africa's most dangerous animals. Elephants, despite their gentle giant image, cause around 500 deaths per year. They are incredibly intelligent, but can become extremely aggressive if they feel threatened or if their territory is encroached upon. A charging elephant is one of the most terrifying sights in nature, but even more dangerous is the hippopotamus. They look chubby and slow, but don't let that fool you. Hippos are fiercely territorial and aggressive. They have massive jaws and long, sharp tusks. They can capsize boats and will charge humans on land without hesitation. They're responsible for at least 500 deaths a year, making them one of the deadliest large land mammals. Another surprising contender on our list is the saltwater crocodile. These prehistoric reptiles are the largest in the world and are perfect ambush predators. They have the strongest bite force of any animal, capable of snapping bones like twigs. They are responsible for hundreds of deaths each year. Though exact numbers are hard to track because many attacks occur in remote regions. They'll eat anything they can get their jaws on, and that unfortunately includes humans who stray too close to the water's edge in their territory. Now we're going to get even smaller and much, much deadlier. Let's talk about venom. The world is full of venomous creatures. But when it comes to human fatalities, snakes are at the top of the list. It's estimated that venomous snakes are responsible for over 100,000 deaths every single year. The saw-scaled viper, found in parts of Africa, the Middle East, and Asia, is thought to be responsible for more human deaths than all other snake species combined. It's not that its venom is the most potent, but it's highly aggressive, common in populated rural areas, and has a complex venom that makes treatment difficult. Other major culprits include the Russell's viper and the Indian cobra, but snakes aren't the only small killers. Ever heard of the freshwater snail? No? Well, these tiny, seemingly harmless creatures are a major menace. They don't bite or sting you directly. Instead, they carry a parasitic disease called schistosomiasis. The snails release larvae into the water, which can then penetrate the skin of people who are swimming or wading. The disease causes chronic illness and can damage internal organs, leading to an estimated 20,000 to 200,000 deaths per year. It's a silent killer that affects hundreds of millions of people, primarily in developing countries. We're getting close to the top spot, and the next two are both insects. First up is the tsetse fly, found in sub-Saharan Africa. This fly transmits a parasite that causes African trypanosomiasis, also known as sleeping sickness. The disease starts with fever and headaches, but eventually invades the central nervous system, causing confusion, personality changes, and disturbances in the sleep cycle, which is where it gets its name. If left untreated, it's almost always fatal. While control efforts have reduced the number of cases, it's historically been responsible for devastating epidemics. Next is the assassin bug, or more accurately, the kissing bug. Found mostly in the Americas, this bug carries the parasite that causes Chagas disease. It's called the kissing bug because it often bites people on the face, near their lips, while they sleep. The disease can be silent for years before causing serious heart and digestive problems. It's estimated to cause around 10,000 deaths annually, and that brings us to our final two. In second place is us, humans. Yes, that's right. When it comes to killing other humans, no animal comes close. Trottoir, crime, and other acts of violence, we are our own second worst enemy. The numbers are staggering and a sober reminder of our capacity for destruction. So, after all that, what could possibly be more dangerous than humans, snakes, hippos, and sharks combined? What creature is responsible for the most human deaths on planet Earth, year after year? The answer is the mosquito. It's not even close. This tiny, buzzing insect is the undisputed deadliest animal in the world. Why? Because of the diseases it transmits. Mosquitoes are vectors for malaria, dengue fever, West Nile virus, yellow fever, Zika virus, and many others. Malaria alone is responsible for killing over 600,000 people every year, most of them young children in Africa. When you add up all the diseases, mosquitoes are responsible for an estimated 725,000 to 1 million human deaths annually. Think about that. An animal that weighs just a few milligrams is responsible for more human suffering and death than any other. So there you have it. The world's most dangerous animals aren't always the biggest, fastest, or most ferocious. The true killers are often small, overlooked, and deadly not because of their strength, but because of the diseases they carry. It really changes your perspective, doesn't it? Let me know in the comments which animal on this list surprised you the most. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this journey into the deadlier side of nature, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more fascinating content. Stay safe out there.